Hello and welcome. Today, we're going to crack open one of the most confusing, most fascinating places on Earth, the British office. Seriously. So think of this as your personal decoder ring, your secret guide to not just surviving, but actually thriving in that environment.
Have you ever been in that exact spot? You're nodding, you're smiling, but inside your head, you're just screaming, what on earth did they actually mean? If that sounds familiar, trust me, you are not alone. It's a classic tripwire for so many brilliant people new to the UK.
You see, it really is a complex dance. It's a place where politeness can be a kind of armor. A gentle hint can actually be a direct order. And all these invisible rules seem to govern everything, from who uses the microwave first to how you get your next promotion. But here's the good news. There's a guide to help you figure it all out. And that guide is a fantastic book called Cracking the Code of British Workplace Culture. What she's done is basically write the handbook that honestly should be handed out at the airport to every newcomer. It's that essential. You can really feel Oksana's motivation here. It comes from a place of genuine empathy. For years, she watched incredibly smart, talented people stumble, not because they weren't good at their jobs, but because nobody ever gave them the cultural rulebook. Her whole mission is to finally hand that book to you. Okay, let's dive into the code itself. This is the secret dictionary bit, and it gets right to the heart of that famous British indirectness. So, not bad, that's often the highest praise you're going to get. If you hear, that's ambitious, that's a polite way of saying, whoa, hold on, maybe rethink that. And, oh, let's catch up soon? Yeah, don't hold your breath. It's all about learning the language beneath the language. And this table just perfectly shows how critical your tone of voice is. The word fine is the ultimate example. A bright, high-pitched, that's fine. Phew, you're safe, everything's good. But a low-clipped, fine. That's your cue to run for the hills. Seriously, learning to read the fine scale isn't just a fun party trick. It's a workplace survival skill. So, it's not just about what people say. The book goes way deeper into the everyday rituals that really form the bedrock of office relationships. Now, these might seem like small, trivial things, but trust me, getting them right is a huge deal.
The tea round. This has almost nothing to do with being thirsty. It's about teamwork, trust, and belonging. Rule number 1, you never, ever just make a drink for yourself. You offer, you take careful notes on everyone's order, and you learn the unspoken rota. And that point about the color? It's only half a joke. Handing someone a weak pale tea can be seen as a minor betrayal.
I absolutely love this insight from the book. Sorry is not an apology. It's like social glue. It can mean excuse me, it can mean hi, it can just fill an awkward silence. Once you get that, you stop over-analyzing every sorry you hear or say. And then, of course, there's the cue. Look, it might not even look like a line. It could be an invisible, shapeless blob of people near the printer, but it is deeply, deeply sacred. Jumping it, as the book says, is basically a declaration that you think you're more important than everyone else. It's a small act that says a whole lot about you. Okay, let's shift gears, because this is where the book moves from the day-to-day rituals into the really, really critical stuff. We're talking about the invisible landmines that can seriously damage your professional reputation if you step on them. This section is an absolute must-read. So here's the list of conversational no-go zones. You just don't bring these things up in casual chit-chat. Politics, personal health, how old someone is, all considered way too private for the workplace. But the number one, the ultimate, the biggest taboo of them all, money. Never, ever ask a colleague what they earn. And you can see the problem here, right? It creates this massive dilemma for newcomers. If you can't ask anyone what's normal, how are you supposed to know if your salary is fair? It puts you at a huge disadvantage. But don't worry, the book gives you the workaround, the proper British way to do it. You don't ask people directly. Instead, you become a detective. You use anonymous data on sites like Glassdoor, you look at what similar jobs are paying, you talk to recruiters who know the market, and you can professionally ask HR what the official pay band for your role is. It's how you get the info without breaking that massive cultural rule. So avoiding the landmines is one thing, but how do you actually get ahead? This is where the book gets really strategic, because the path to promotion in the UK can be very different. It's often less about shouting about your achievements and more about, well, quiet competence. This is the absolute core idea of the book's 4th section. In a lot of places, you have to be your own biggest cheerleader to get noticed. But here, being consistently reliable, Being the person your team can count on, that kind of trust speaks so much louder than any loud self-promotion ever could. It's all about showing, not just telling.
And a huge part of building that trust comes down to mastering those professional boundaries, especially online. And that includes decoding instructions. When your manager says something like, "If you get a chance to look at this," let me tell you, that is not a casual suggestion. It's a polite but very clear instruction to do it soon.
And this is just gold. It shows how deep the code goes, right down to how you sign off an email. Kind regards is your standard, safe, professional choice. Best is a little more informal, but still good. But if you get a blunt, one-word regards, pay attention. The book explains this is basically the professional equivalent of a silent death stare.
When you put it all together, what this book really does is take you on a journey. It's designed to take you from that feeling of being lost, of constantly second-guessing yourself, to feeling confident, capable, and like you finally understand the rules of the game. And these are the real-world results. You'll literally be able to decode what people are saying. You'll navigate a tea round like you were born to it. You'll know exactly what topics to steer clear of. And, most importantly, you'll know how to build that quiet, solid trust that is the real engine of career advancement in the UK. I think this is just the most powerful and important message in the whole book. This is not about changing who you are or making yourself smaller to fit in. Not at all. It's about giving you a new skill, the ability to translate. It's about honoring the incredible resilience you've already shown just by being here. You've already done the hard part. You've navigated borders, languages, entire systems to build a new life. Mastering the workplace, that's just the final code. And now, you've got the key. Thanks so much for watching.